Ну и далее у нас coolkid будет ранить Мега-мужчину 2. Великую игру.
Alright, so welcome. Yeah, she just said I'll be playing Mega Man 2, well, Rockman 2, the Japanese version. My name's coolkid, and with me I've got my dear friend, commentator, Mythical Nine.
Играют японскую версию, поэтому, да, называют нас, естественно, Rockman, а не Megaman. На комментаторах Mythical Nine.
It'll be good. Anyways, let's waste no time. You guys want to see some gameplay, right? So let's go. Going in 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off.
Замечательный
difficult.
человек. И
The first
начинаем.
3 stages are going to be Flashman,
Flashmana.
Heatman, and Airman, because Dr. Light will give us items 3, 1, and 2, which are endlessly useful and unlock all kinds of movement options for all the other stages. Flash is first.
Мы будем проходить те локации, которые нам дадут предметы 3, 1 и 2.
This opening route has actually been the same going all the way
Ну
back
и
to
эту локацию мы делаем первой, потому что
2010,
как бы
the year of
те
the
предметы,
very
какие мы
first
получим,
Games
помогут
Done
нам не
Quick
так сильно
event.
в этой локации,
Seth
как
is one of
другие,
speedrunning's early
как и предметы, которые мы получим здесь в
greats.
других
Pushed the game
локациях.
forwards and, along with other members from the
Ну и
community,
Мегамен
laid the groundwork for the runs
довольно,
that players are
как
doing
бы,
today.
все знают, как эта игра
After Seth,
работает.
the record changed hands
Максимально
between a
простая.
few Japanese
8
runners,
робомастеров.
Nijikutsu,
После
Remo,
этого
No One, and Shoka,
отправляемся
as
в замок.
well as an American runner named Cypher,
Обычно
who took the game
один из
to
двух.
just outside the 27-minute barrier, a 27:01, a time he got in 2014. I'll talk more about
Ты
him and
рассказывай
others
немножко
during
про
story time later in the run.
историю
But for now, let's get into it and talk about
игры и так далее.
Flashman jumps when you jump. So coolkid is going to carefully
Музло
throw in some
в
jumps to delay
игре
his
офигенное.
movement across the screen.
Вот и
while
Flashman
firing
прыгает
these
тогда,
turnaround
когда мы
shots
объясняют
in
механику.
rhythm at the correct height.
Поэтому movement
Then he's going to cross under,
в определенном
keep it up
ритме,
with the
в
turnaround
определенной
shots through the
высоте.
middle of the stage, kill him before the time stop, the
Отличный
flash
файт.
stopper in the middle of the stage. Perfect opener.
Вот, потому что когда он доходит обратно до середины локации, он останавливает время. Это его обилка. Вот.
Okay.
И быстрый.
So the jumps are just to get the right height as he's maneuvering around the stage.
Exactly. Time the
Быстрый
shot so he
kill.
jumps at a certain time so that he can just. Yeah, anyway, keep going.
Объясняет, что он что немножко неправильно объяснили. Потому что он прыгает не тогда, когда мы прыгаем, он прыгает, когда мы его задеваем на земле. Вот поэтому выстрелы таймятся в определенные моменты, когда он дольше будет находиться в воздухе и не прыгать. И дальше кто Стермен? Хитман, в смысле. Хитман, который это проделка-стрелялка, естественно.
But we're next on to Heatman. He's next because we can get another useful
Вот, и
item
мы получили
to
предмет
use on
номер
all the other stages.
3,
But also
по-моему.
because the item 3 that we can use here, it's a little bit weird. It kind of bounces along the ground, it latches onto a wall, and once it's there, it will sort of act as a platform. We're going to use it in a
Ну,
cheeky
вообще,
way
все мегамены
right
это...
here. Nicely done, crossing that gap. Love that
Ну
strat.
вот,
We're going to use it
предмет
to
3.
skip this Yoku block section, these appearing and disappearing blocks right here. Not going to bother with any of that. And we're going to use it to do our
Летающая
first zip.
платформа.
Place it on
Так
the
за счет
wall,
нее мы там не
face
упали в
right
яму.
into the ceiling. A and left, and
Вот,
there
зипы.
is our first zip. This
И
run
просто в
has
определенном
lots of
месте
zips,
попадаем в
so I'll
стену,
have plenty
и
more
игра
chances
нас
to explain
выталкивает.
how that worked in
Зипов в
more
этом
detail
ране очень-очень
later.
много.
Right now, as coolkid walks a tightrope above an instant death pit for a while, I want to talk about the boss of this stage. Heatman will do a flame charge
Таймит
to
прям
where
очень-очень
you're standing. So
ловко
we want to
таймит.
minimize the distance he travels by standing next to him. But the charge is so fast, humans can't react to it, and it does a lot of damage. You also can't predict it because annoyingly Heatman will randomly hesitate for 30, 60, or 90 frames. That's a half second, a second, or a second and a half. The solution is to jump
что
away
Хитмана
at 30
заряды
frames. And then if he doesn't
очень
charge,
быстро.
now you have 30 more frames to react, pull back, and land right back in front of him just in time to jump again at the 60 frame mark, away, come back just in time for 90. The end result is this little dance with Heatman. You can actually sort of count here, 30, 60, 90. Oh, bad luck.
Он, короче, объяснил более, как бы, логично, почему вот этот... Короче, вот этот мувмент, который здесь происходит, который coolkid делает, он завязан на на фреймпейсинг этого босса, потому что вы можете его, там каждые 30 фреймов вы его можете типа задеть после того, как он приземляется. Вот, это короче, жесть какая-то там была, вот, и он определенным образом прыгал от него, определенным образом таймер выстрела. Я бы такое в режиме лайв перевести не успел, сорян. Получаем предмет номер 1.
I think it says a lot about the dedication that runners have put into the game over the years, that they're willing to work that hard for just those tiny little bits of time save.
Там минимизация была того, сколько он пролетает, сколько он стоит и так далее. Идем в Airman локацию и получаем первый предмет, и это летающая платформа. И будем много использовать ее. And now normally you're supposed to kill these cloud enemies and ride their platforms around, but why do that when we can make our own? We can't kill enemies while we have the item equipped, so we're just going to crash right into them. Нормальное прохождение подразумевается, что мы убиваем всех этих челов, Зевса-подобных, но мы просто пропрыгали. Также, говорит, у него получился один диспаун, что очень хорошо.
We'll see that again, actually, a little bit later on in the screen. We're going to use first the last our item ones to get over these drills that we were freezing earlier, and we're going to kill this fan guy to get him off the screen as soon as possible so he stops blowing us. But coming up right here, we're going to do a little left-right wiggle, and that spawns this bird on the left side. So these deadly bird babies are at a safe distance behind us. And they also prevent more birds from spawning for a little bit, so they're not going to harass us on our way.
И за счет того, что птичка заспавнилась, другие не спавнятся. И можно спокойно добежать до босса. 5 паттернов у босса. Некоторые лучше, чем другие. И мы хотим такие паттерны, которые не будут блочить наши выстрелы. Ну и просто как бы лицом танкуем. Он делает 3 заряда, после этого прыгает с локации справа налево. Паттерн был не самый хороший, поэтому пойдет.
And it starts with a notoriously difficult trick. It's named Biggie after none other than
Получаем последний предмет от доктора Лайта.
And it's a zip.
Yeah, I used to be bigger, so that's why I was known as the big boy back in the day. Oh, I went to the wrong stage by accident, but it's fine.
Okay.
You have to scroll down the script now.
Oh no, I gotta jump ahead. All right. Well, here's the.
Случайно пошел в другую локацию. Он говорит, не смертельно, говорит. Поэтому теперь мы идем в Woodman.
You can play Woodman whenever you want after Airman, essentially. So this will work out.
You picked a good one to accidentally.
После того, как мы прошли Airman, мы можем Woodman в любой момент проходить. Вот, случайно насапил. Ран. И будет очередной зип. Просто пушим себя в стену, и все. За счет вот этой платформы 1. И поворачивается влево-вправо, и в конце перехода ему надо влево смотреть. И вот этот самый непонятный. И дальше он играет как бы... То есть, игра рендерит фигню какую-то, но на самом деле мы на верхней локации, и ему надо помнить, где он находится. Потому что иначе, как бы, видите, происходит абсолютно дичь. Короче, этот уровень проходится чисто на памяти. И очередная смерть, которая ресетит нас в комнате босса. Говорит, очень хорошо было. Ну и у всех робот-мастеров есть слабость к оружиям других робот-мастеров, поэтому используем пушку Airman.
Yeah, we'll see. So it still starts with that difficult trick. It's still named Biggie.
Still.
And then it's a zip, and it's a vertical zip, and it gets weird. You appear to wrap around
Flешмен.
the screen and still be there, but you're actually
Сейчас
on the
будет
next screen. It just doesn't update
большой
the
zip.
background. However, the sprites, like your enemies and your platforms, are still there. So there's the platform. There's the second one. Zip 1. Zip 2. There it is. He got it. I don't know how he's so consistent at this incredibly difficult trick, but it is really incredible.
И
So we
сквозь
need to
3
take another
локации
death
поднялись.
to sort of reset the
теперь
world
просто-
and make it make sense again.
Потому что
After
она будет
triggering
еще
the
раз умереть.
checkpoint, again, changing to Heatman's weapon, charging it up, the sound overwrites the death animation, and that speeds up the respawn. And we've got these item 1s and item 3s that we're going to be
Причем
using to
поднялись
speed up
сквозь весь
this
подъем
climb.
за счет
Whenever
этого зипа.
possible, coolkid is going to be grabbing a ladder off the
Безумная
top of the screen.
абсолютно
And we're going to
вещь.
see Mega Man do this little zip upwards. And this is really great because, you know, it's a little bit faster, but also you can sort of like place an item before you zip and then kind of zip on top of it and jump immediately. Additionally, you can place an item 3 and immediately drop off the ladder, land on it, and jump again. And he's also making sure to face the correct direction so that these birds are
Ну и
spawning
подпрыгивает
from the right
в конце
and,
лестницы от
are
платформ.
just not being a
Чтоб
total
немножко
nuisance
времени
that they would be
сэкономить.
if they were spawning from the other direction.
See,
Ну,
I messed up the
просто
menu here.
Okay, you got Woodman's
мастер-класс.
weapon. You're not supposed to have that.
Не то оружие случайно взял.
It's going well. I'm doing really good.
Да, он говорит, зашел в меню и несколько кнопочек нажал, а у него там уже Вудман был.
But that's a perfect illustration of
А,
menuing,
убиваем
actually.
босса.
I wasn't
Опять же,
planning on
оружие
talking about
Мэгмана.
that, but the menus are really important. Like you lose time while you're scrolling around through the menu, choosing the weapon that you need to use, and you swap weapons all the time. So you have this sort of muscle memory built
Да,
in.
важно помнить, на каком месте в меню ты находишься. Ну, повезло, что ничего не заруинилось. Это Квикмен.
Except he had this extra weapon he wasn't used to having, so he chose Woodman's weapon instead.
Yeah, his fortune not going to get in the way here in Quickman, so all good here.
So we're going to do a zip. I promised I would explain how the zips work. They come in a lot of flavors, but step 1 is always get into a wall. Sounds difficult, but it's surprisingly easy with items 1
Объясняют,
and 3.
что первая часть зипа — это просто застрять в стене. Игра не проверяет коллизию Мегамена с потолком.
And he's going to face right just to spawn a little fire guy that's
Триггерим
going to
зип.
turn the lights back on. Triggering the zip you can do with either the A or the B button, and you face left. This triggers the game's code to eject Mega Man backwards from a wall that he's not supposed to be in, and it does that very, very fast. So we use the flash stopper here to save us, because the screens were a little bit messed up, you could probably tell, and the quick beams were gonna kill us. So we grab an extra life there for a little backup strat, just in case.
Yeah, I like to play it safe.
And now
Интересно,
we have a
что
very dangerous
объясняют, что несмотря на то, что
coolkid needs to face right
как
at
бы
the end of
был-
the screen to trigger the door,
было-
and he does. Okay, if he misses that,
были залаганы
zips
как
off
бы
the screen, he's
платформы,
wandering the
но
ether,
лучи
regains
света
some
нас бы
memory
убили
values.
все
It's a
равно.
soft lock reset. So he avoided
Да, и
that
важно
fate.
было смотреть
We're into the
направо
Quickman fight, and
перед
we're
тем,
just
как,
hoping for a good pattern. That was pretty good.
подходить к двери.
That was a good pattern.
Иначе бы мы засофтлочились.
I
Да,
think
ну и, собственно,
anytime
убиваем
you
Квикмена.
don't
Все,
miss
очень хороший
any of
паттерн.
your crash bombs, because when you miss, it sticks into the wall, and you can't fire another one until it explodes. So you're just kind of waiting next to it, hoping that he's going to run into the explosion from the crash bomb. It's all you can do in that situation.
Okay, don't want to jinx it, but we're currently tied with the world record. But I'm going to lose pace soon. I have my splits open still.
You said it. You went and said it. You weren't supposed. All right, it's fine. Jinxes aren't real at all. This is Metal Man's stage. It's going to be slightly more normal looking. I mean, we are going to zip. We are going to do some horizontal zips, but the screen's not going to look weird. We're not going to break reality. Just a couple of very brief
музыка.
detours into a
Второе.
wall and out the other
Казуалы
side,
могут
like
из
any
Айвона
normal
Биза больше
man,
знать.
Mega or otherwise would do. That little zip there saves just a little bit of time. but it's
Зипаемся
worth
везде,
doing.
где
We
можем.
place the item two
Сохраняет
nice and high
совсем
so that we can
этот зип,
ride
который он
it
только что
and
сделал.
jump up as the
Чтобы просто
enemies
это
spawn in,
не бежали по
and we are to the boss door.
тролловатору.
Middleman is coming up
И
and
всё,
he kind of
добежали до
reads your
босса уже
inputs
почти.
and reacts to what you do. And his weakness is the quick boomerang, which has this neat feature where you can hold the button to auto-fire it. So we can go into the fight already holding the B button. So he never really sees us press it, and he doesn't realize that we're just shooting him in the face the whole time. So as long as you don't cross the halfway point of the screen, he just stands there and dies.
Суть в том, что мы заходим в локацию, стреляя уже бумерангами, и этот босс читает наши инпуты, вот, но за счет того, что мы уже как бы нажали, кнопку держим, он ничего не делает, по сути. Все убиваем. Сейчас будет сложный, говорит, скрин. Очень сложный экран будет. Баблмена. И когда Мегамена задевают, он неуязвимый, немножко мерцает. И эти айфреймы используют время. Ой-ой-ой, просто не допрыгнул.
Very quick, right at the start of the stage. Not a big deal. But safe to say, no longer world record pace.
No.
Do we have time for a couple donations?
Больше не VRP,
yeah, go for, give me 2.
All right, awesome. I have 2 awesome ones here. $555 from Mr. Cab55, who says, "We all know Cool Kid's awesome, so I'll be quick. This is the run where the marathon heats up. Don't look away because it'll be over in a flash. This run is definitely metal, and the skill bubble is not just full of hot air. If your stream crashes, it would be a crime. So, good wood." Thank you so much, Mr. Cab. We appreciate that. And another community member here, $250 from LB Creed, who says, "It's time, it's time. GDQ time is here once again, and as always, I'm here to donate to represent all the Mega Man runners that are performing in the event. Of course, Cool Kid will be killing it in Mega Man 2.
Очередные зипы. Ну, вот эти зипы, которые просто происходят из экрана в экран, они как бы довольно простые. Я просто игра толкает вправо. И все.
I guess I should be practicing by now. Nah, I'll be fine. Seriously though, good luck in all the runs this marathon.
В Waffle-блоке есть игра Мигамем 2.
Thank you, and thanks so much for those donations. He went for the double kill and he got it. Oh my goodness. So bold.
Жестко.
So this
делает double kill.
That would have been game over.
It would have been. You would have had to do the whole stage again. Oh wow.
Просто парень.
It's fine, we have time. We have a generous estimate. It's okay.
Yeah, if you hit the spikes, as long as you get that
Он
last
убил
hit
себя и
on
Баблмена.
Man, it doesn't matter that you are dead. So you're also like way at the top of the
Если
screen.
бы он заложил, то это был бы гейм-овер. Что он умер.
That stage was
Умер уже
phenomenal,
несколько
by the way.
раз.
Like,
Ну,
the second try
один
was
раз
good.
случайно, 2 специально.
Yeah,
We're
that
on
was
to
good.
the Wily stages. This is the sort of the finale of any classic Mega Man game, the various levels of Dr. Wily's Fortress, and from now on, we don't get full refills of all of our weapons between
База
stages.
доктора Вайли.
So our precious items that enable so much movement
теперь нам
and
между
zipping
уровнями
need
не
to be
будет
rationed carefully. And
возвращать все
mistakes can
патроны,
have a
да?
lasting impact. If
Поэтому
you do
надо
something in one
аккуратно
stage
следить за тем,
and
что мы
use too
делаем.
much energy, you're gonna need to make up for not having it in a
Аккуратно
later stage.
за энергией
So
следить.
sometimes there's some
Или придется
improvisation
подбирать
involved.
ее.
There's also these obstacles here that require you to use the item 1. So
Ну или
this is some of
импровизировать,
that.
да.
We're going to see an unrequired use of item 1 to do a vertical zip
Ну,
on the screen triggered by pressing A at the top of
очередной
the
вертикальный
screen.
зип.
When we reappear on the next screen, we're kind of way up at the top, and then this guy, he's going to shoot us in the face. We can do all these wonderful things in this game, but we don't have a solution for getting past a guy in a narrow corridor. These platforms need to be placed very carefully, and yes, that is going to let us do one more zip
Очередной
up to
вертикальный
the
зип.
top of the screen. I'm glad everyone's digging the music. This
За счет
really
того,
is
что мы
the
как бы,
Mega Man
когда экран
song.
скролливается, он
And
просто
now I know
нажимает
many of us know
на
what's coming
дипаде
up at this
и
point, but
просто
anyone who
хватается за
doesn't,
лестницу вверху.
please enjoy the sudden
Вертикальный
appearance
зип, он
of my
простой.
favorite big, dopey, grumpy friend right here. I love this guy. He just pops up. He chases you. He made the
Мега-дракон.
mistake of having no invincibility frames when he gets hit, though, so you can just kind of mash the quick boomerangs in his face.
У этого босса нет айфреймов.
Мы
можем просто наспамить ему в лицо бумерангами. Ведь на некоторых боссах мерцать экран будет очень сильно, поэтому если у вас проблемы яркой мерцающей картинкой, то это осторожней на боссах. Будет сложный зип.
We are going to take damage and walk on the deadly spikes just long enough to set up for the zip. That's good.
Oh, I messed up. I did.
Тапим zip.
Mistake.
He's gonna pause a lot. He needs to pause a lot
И
to extend
фрикап.
the zip far enough to get to
Сейчас
the
будет много
ladder.
пауз.
So that happens if you initiate the
Потому что он не
zip at the
развернулся.
first frame possible. It's not beneficial to do
Он
that,
должен был
but it's
быть,
okay. You can still
должен
make
был поставить тройку и
Wow.
долететь на ней. Но на паузах
it. Got it on
долетел
your
до
backups.
лестницы.
Got it on them backups.
Oh man.
Сейвил,
It was
засейвил.
simultaneously like a mistake, but then also like an expert recovery. So I don't know whether to like shame you or praise you for what just happened, but it was great. Thank you so much for that. We didn't get any drops there, so we don't have to waste time waiting for the meter to fill up for ammo we don't need. And now we're going to use Flash Stopper to freeze these crushers so we can just breeze right through. And then one just last final drop into the boss fight. It's a pretty... Oh, you went the cheeky way. You
Валимся
slipped
к
in between
боссу.
those spikes.
Yeah, it's because I made a little movement mistake, so I have to make up time. See, the boss fight doesn't start. Well, it doesn't start until you run out of Flashman's weapons, so... Well, there we go. That's good.
You had a
Anyway,
bus to
continue.
catch, so you wanted to hurry up and make it.
Precisely.
So this boss is pretty easy. He does the same thing every time, so you just kind of throw metal blades at him. He's got a cute
Этот
name.
босс всегда
He's called Pico
одинаково
Pico Kun,
раскрывается.
which is the sort of Japanese onomatopoeia for the sound a robot makes. So if I had to translate this, I guess I would call him Mr. Beep Boop,
Пико-пико-кун.
which is cute. I like that a
Да,
lot.
говорит, если переводить, то получится что-то типа мистер
Go
Бип-Боп.
ahead.
Тут типа
The
имя,
boss's weakness,
название, как звуки, которые
actually
босс,
bubble-led,
роботы издают.
just faster killer metal blades.
Yeah, and being able to shoot on the diagonals and stuff.
Говорит,
is so
босс на самом деле
Wily 3 is really easy.
слабость у него
So
пузырьки,
it's story
но
time. We left off
поскольку
in
можем
2014 with Cypher's
по диагональке
2701,
стрелять этими
and for the past 7.5
блейдами,
years,
то ими
only
убивали.
2 other runners have ever held the record. The first was Elo Ninja, who kind of dominated the game for 4 years, really refined and perfected the strategies and
Рассказывает
techniques. It was so
немножко
good
историю
that it was surprising and
спидрана,
exciting
то,
when
что
after those 4 years, Cypher
всего
came
два
back
других
and took the
игрока,
record
помимо
again.
Кулкида, держали
It was
VR в
even
этой
more
игре.
exciting when coolkid
Cypher
started
и
playing
Elo Ninja.
alongside him, and the two began pushing the run and each other further than ever. After the dust settled, the time shared by both players was 26:37, with coolkid just 10 frames faster than Cypher. So just one of those wonderful little stories in speedrunning. We got a tricky zip here. Looks like he's got it. Facing right to trigger the
zip.
boss.
Надо развернуться в конце обязательно.
If I overzipped, I don't soft lock, but I would have to die, so careful.
We're gonna fight the
Говорит,
guts
это
goes
был бы
here.
не
We're hoping
софтлок,
for
но
3
мне пришлось бы
jumps.
умирать. Что он специально
A little
ползает,
bit early in
чтобы
the first jump.
как бы затаймить свой
A
разворот.
little bit, yeah. A little bit.
It's possible to do it in 2, but it's real. You got to be so on point with the mashing, and it's so tart. You need
Quick kill
to
немножко
adjust your
не
position a
получился.
little bit because he's moving towards you, right? So there's
не
a lot
страшно.
going on there. It's not so easy as just mashing the B button.
All right.
Wily 4, sometimes
Идёт, как
speedrunners
осталось.
give clever names to the things in their games, and sometimes they call a stage Purple Hell.
Или 3, не
Well, what
помню.
earned Wily 4 this name is the density of difficult tricks that cost huge amounts of time and or kill you if they go wrong.
Небольшой зип.
We start out by using up the rest of our item 3 ammo on this vertical climb. There's a couple of false floors. We just kind of slip right through that one there. We're going to use an item 3
Некоторые
at the very top
как
of
бы
this climb. And it's
не
going to put us
присутствует.
into the ceiling a little bit for one last zip down the hallway. Again, pausing to sort of extend the zip down the ceiling. And now for the scary stuff. We're going to take this hit, walk along the spikes. This is the scary one. One
И
more
здесь
hit for some iframes. Yes,
получаем
he got
айфреймы,
it.
чтобы
It's
добежать.
the under and over. Perfect. It's
Okay.
not over yet. Down low on the ladder. Item 2. One more damage boost. And then item 1.
Ну,
I
то
love
есть
the way this
шипы
run looks.
убивают
It
нас
just
сразу.
flows so smoothly. Oh, look at it. Wonderful. But it's not over yet.
Как бы
There is a
в
zip
идеале
into the
эти
boss
комнаты
fight.
довольно медленные, но пидрания
Again, facing right.
видели очень
Oh,
быстро.
this is such a good stage. All right.
Чуть на разворот, что ли,
We
открылось?
need to use crash bombs to
Очень
take out
чистый
all of
был
this stuff in this horrible
кухонь.
boss fight. And we're gonna try to get 2 for 1 in as many cases as possible. So this position right here, I think that's good to get both walls. Yes, and then a damage transfer. This is a mysterious sort of glitch where you run your face into it as the crash bomb explodes and you deal
Странный
damage.
глич.
You save 2 crash bombs for later in the run. This is extremely difficult to do. You pulled it off.
Вбегают в одну из... В одну из глав, в один из глаз. Вбегают, стреляют бомбой и своим лицом, и почему-то наносят урон дважды за счет этого. И что сохраняет бомбы. Позже. Ну и все, босс-раш. Теперь у нас все сложно, все идеальный, говорит, идеальный 1 из 5 паттерн выпал. 5 выплясываем вокруг Хитмана. Да. Последний раз пришлось 90 фреймов ждать.
Air shoot is good too because it's also the weakness of Clashman, so we're going to go over and take care of him next while we still have it equipped. This is just as easy as it was before.
Не переключают, да, используют. Объяснили, почему используют. Против Вудмана в том числе вот этот акваменовское оружие, потому что сквозь щит проходит, ну, можно внутрь ему. Ну, это рандомный босс.
Tough pattern, but you did
Случайно
really good.
получили хп.
Again, we're hoping for less luck, and then the middle blades are so versatile. You can just stand there and throw them at him as he moves around the room.
Очень хорошо.
Middleman, weak to his own saw blades, funny enough. So goodbye, we're out of here. And Flashman
Металлмен получает больше всего урона от своего же оружия.
Low, high. Again, jumping every time that you shoot.
Ну и
And now we're onto the Wily machine. This is why we kept the 2 crash bombs. We're going to soften them up with some metal blades and then try to place these crash bombs.
Теперь 2 бомбы, которые мы
So, there it is. That's phase 1. Second bomb for phase 2. Yes!
накопили. Завязаем, чтобы вывести 2 фазы.
What a good run.
Ну и финальный уровень. Финальный босс.
27 minutes, even with the death, which would be... Okay. Alright, see if I get this zip.
The silence is so tense at the end of the run.
Вопрос только в том, получится ли зип.
Coolkid said there's just one final zip, and again, we're gonna face right at the end of it.
So time is as soon as he has 0 health, and this boss fight flashes a lot.
Жестко, жестко.
Yes.
Crazy amount of flashing.
Здесь очень много будет мерцания, если у вас только проблема с мерцающими цветами. Не смотрите на экран. Если хороший паттерн, то пузырями его закидаем. Вот. Он пропустил последний пузырь и пропустил СОП 27. 27:02. Выдал. Выдал прям волшебный ран Coolkid только что.
You are an immensely talented, dedicated person. You bring a positive energy to the community. I'm proud and grateful to be here commentating this run. So
30 секунд до ТФР жестко. Ну это как бы сильно. Это очень сильно. Там все зипы у него получились, там один бэкап пришлось взять. Один раз он умер, что потратило ему 15 секунд. Как бы...
I like this run, and I'm gonna keep playing it after AGDQ.
That's right. I never got to finish, but Cypher did retake
Буду в него играть после ГДК.
This year, July 10th. He found those 10 frames and a couple more. He improved the record by a couple seconds. So you've kind of been on a quest lately to try to take it back.
Yeah, the quest shall continue.
Да, и Coolkid сейчас борется за ВР. Несколько фреймов ему нужно.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of the marathon, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Говорит, я буду гриндить, приходите, говорит.